right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers and everybody, really, who has a mother. And let's go. In fact, speaking of Mother's Day, we're going to start out with a song called Mother's Day. So I invite you to stand, and we'll get going here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Mother's Day, and we're feeling great. It's Mother's Day, let's celebrate. It's Mother's Day, and we're feeling fine. It's Mother's Day, all the time. Let's do that again. It's Mother's Day, and we're feeling great. It's Mother's Day, let's celebrate. It's Mother's Day, and we're feeling fine. It's Mother's Day all the time. Well, we all had a mother. She gave you life. You weren't hatched from an egg. No matter what your relationship or attitude, today we're giving all mothers our gratitude. It's Mother's Day, and we're feeling great. It's Mother's Day, let's celebrate. It's Mother's Day, and we're feeling fine. It's Mother's Day all the time. When I think of mothers, I think compassion, patience, listening to others, sharing and caring, giving their mothers love, encouraging, nurturing, not here to judge, here to love. Hey, it's Mother's Day, and we're feeling great. It's Mother's Day, let's celebrate. Oh, yeah. It's Mother's Day, and we're feeling fine. It's Mother's Day all the time. Let's do that chorus one more time. It's Mother's Day, and we're feeling great. It's Mother's Day, let's celebrate. Oh, celebrate. It's Mother's Day, and we're feeling fine. It's Mother's Day all the time. Yeah, thank you. You can have a seat.
Happy Mother's Day, Unity. Welcome, Reverend Gordon.
Good morning, and happy Mother's Day. I just have to say something about the divine feminine energy. I don't know if you could feel a different energy in the sanctuary or even in the whole building today, but yesterday our Women of Wisdom did and they invited me. It was the first time I got to go. They invited Michael and I and all the leaders of all the teams to be a part of blessing the whole building and the grounds. And you can feel the energy even now, that divine feminine energy of love, of nurturing, of support. Can you all feel it? Yes. So happy Mother's Day to everybody. And if you are here for the very first time, we welcome you home. We want you to know that we see you, we see your hopes, your dreams, your struggles, and your light. And we are here to provide a safe place for you to grow spiritually, to join in community, and all that good stuff. It went right out of my head. But we are so glad you are here. If there is anybody here for the first time and you're comfortable and want to raise your hands, please do so. And welcome. We are glad you are here. And make sure you connect with me after the service so I can say hi and get to know you a little bit. And with that, let's pull out our cell phones and check in on social media. You can check in with Happy Mother's Day. And then our affirmation to go with our new series is being consciously aware, because we're becoming aware of who we are and what we are. So once you have done that, please put your phone on Do Not Disturb. And now I'd like to turn it back over. Well, I guess I should make that first announcement first. Okay. All right. So as you know, today we are embarking on our spring adventures in faith, and it is based on the book Living Untethered. And if you have not signed up for a home study group and want to be in a home study group, we still have some slots available. Michael will be at the table in the foyer after the service to help you get signed up and get you all the information you need. I'll be talking more about that in a little while. And if you are a host facilitator, please remember that immediately after the service, we are going to have a brief meeting where you will get your material, or at least some of it. It's not all done yet, but you'll get enough to get you started. And we'll go over a few things, and it won't take long. But please remember, it's very important that you be there to get the material. So with that, now I will turn it over to Michael Small.
Thank you, Gordon. So here's some announcements for May 12th, 2024. Happy Mother's Day. Again, even to the four-legged kind, we're happy that you're a mother too. Saturday, May 18th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you'd like to become a member or even learn about Unity and Unity principles, this one-day class with Reverend Gordon will cover Unity history, principles, and beliefs, and a wide variety of topics. This class is a great opportunity to learn about Unity. It is also a requirement if you wish to become a Unity voting member. So sign up with me. I'll be in the back. Just look for me and I'll help you sign up. Save the date, May 26th, Unity Picnic, North Domingo Beca Park, or Wyoming North Paseo del Norte, May 26, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Bring a picnic sack lunch and something to drink. There's more to come, so more information. If you're interested in the Explorer's Hike, Unity Explorer Hike is May 25th at 9 a.m. Meet at the USC parking lot right behind me. This is a rare opportunity to hike to Plaza Blanca, inspired for some of George Kiefer's most famous painting. O'Keeffe. Most famous painter, thank you. Located 20 miles from Ghost Ranch, this 2.8-mile hike is rated as easy, so sign up in the foyer. All right, let's see. There's other announcements and other activities and events happening at Unity Spiritual Center. We encourage you to check out our website, Facebook page, YouTube, our online weekly newsletter, or if you don't have that, just call the office and we can get you set up. And if you have any questions or want more detailed information, we're happy to help you in the office. Oh, one more thing before I forget. Bless you. You may notice that there's new concrete, bless you again, on the north side of the building over here. Concrete work has been going on for a few days. And so please note, it is curing, so please don't go out or walk on or write in the sidewalk. We would like to thank Carl Molter, Jay Pullen, and Steve Gammer, and Patrick Knight for their work. You have done a great job. All right, so our worship team. You've already met Reverend Gordon. Cal Hayhow is our trustee of the day. I am Michael Small. I'm your platform host. Josie Godfrey and Carol Chambers is our prayer chaplains, and you can find them on either side of the sanctuary at the end of the service. They would be happy to pray for you or with you. And then there's also prayer slips in the back of the chair if you can't pray with them. Todd Lowry is our music director. David, along with Todd Lauer, is David Craig, Brian Griesmeyer, Sharon Edridge. Yes, Eldridge, got it. As the USC team, band team. And Diane Hughes is our soloist. And we want to thank the AVLM team back in the back. Hal, you want to come up?
Hi guys, and good morning. Happy Mother's Day. My mom's been gone 19 years and I still miss her every day. Please join me for our mission statement. and core values. Our mission statement is we inspire spiritual
Through honoring many paths, education, prayer, sacred service, and abundant living.
Our vision is
We see a harmonious world of divine expression.
our core values are we are Christ-centered, loving, inclusive, joyous, uplifting, open-minded, and fun. Our unity credo, we believe all people.
All people in emotional and spiritual ways. We welcome the diversity of all. God and unity we know.
Now, the ways to give. You can give in person today. You can use the Church Center app. You can do online at www.uscalbuquerque.org, give. Or by phone, you can text to give at 84321. Our blessing is divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all I receive. Amen.
All right, here's a song with words by our own Marcia Graff. 2, 3, 4. Out of the coldest and seemingly most barren times of our lives, out of the coldest and seemingly most barren times of our lives, out of the coldest and seemingly most barren times of our lives, we discover hidden truths. We discover hidden truths. We discover hidden truths and bring them as gifts into the lives of others.
Now for our prosperity blessing. In a universe with the allness of God, all the needs and desires of Unity Spiritual Center and those we serve are bountifully met. From every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected, our abundant good is here now. Thank you, God.
And thank you, Cal. It's time for a congregational song, and I invite you to stand and sing Heart of the Mother. Now, this has two parts. We'll do them together, we'll do them together twice each, and then we'll divide up. So I invite you to stand. 2, here we go. Let's all try part 1. I am one with the heart of the mother. Let's all try part 2. It's Ave Maria. Here we go. One more time, everybody, on that second part. Now just pick one of those parts and stick with it, and they all fit together. Here we go. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Keep going. Sounds great. Let's go. One more time. Here we go. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. All right, thank you. You can have a seat. In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very room.
And the word of the day today is Mother's Blessing. I honor and bless the world's mothers. Today, I offer a blessing of gratitude for the loving, nurturing, and spirit of mothers. I bless my mother and those who have shared a mother's love by supporting me throughout my life. I think of the many ways they have been present for me over the years with unconditional acceptance and love. I envision all the mothers, grandmothers, and caregivers throughout the world, surrounded by love and light. For those in my life, I express my love and appreciation with words of affirmation, hugs, gifts, acts of service, and quality time together. To mothers to be, I prayerfully affirm health and ever deepening joy. For mothers no longer in the world, I hold them in loving prayer with thoughts of joy and gratitude. I bless their souls' ongoing journeys, knowing bounds of love keep their memories alive. I honor and bless the world's mothers.
And as we think about that mother energy, we turn within, breathing into the heart space, breathing into that place of the Divine Mother, the energy of love, of nurturing, of a deep wisdom. We may think of our own mothers or mother figures we have known, grandmothers, aunts, teachers, all of those who have exhibited that energy. That energy that gives birth to divine ideas as well as living beings. That energy that is of creation itself. We feel that flow of life, that flow of mother energy that flows through every living thing, male or female, human or other. It is the very nature of God and the universe. It is creation itself. We think of all the ways that life shows up. As children, as plants and flowers, the animals that walk the earth or fly in the sky. For the Divine Mother energy is life. As we move deeper into our heart, we affirm as one. The mother energy of creation flows through me now. I feel that divine energy. I feel that love. I feel that compassion, that nurturing, that warmth. I feel the power of creation filling me, guiding me, inspiring me. To create within the life, the light, the warmth of divine love. For all creation truly starts within. All life begins within. I feel it with each beat of my heart. And in silence, I rest, filled with gratitude for mothers, filled with gratitude for creation. In silence, I rest in the heart of the mother. I bring to mind mothers I have known, my own and others. And I send a blessing to each and every one. And as I send that blessing, I make a space in my heart for the energy of the Divine Mother, the energy of creation, filling me with love, with wisdom, with intelligence, with strength. And I know that in this place, there is quite enough love for each and every one in this very room.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very room. Diane Hughes is here.
Thank you. This is one of my favorite tunes, and with it being conscious awareness, it just seemed right. On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star. You feel part of every mountain, sea, and shore. You can hear from far and near the things you've never heard before. And on a clear day, on that clear day, you can see forever and evermore.
Thank you, Diana.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Diana and band. Oh my gosh. How do you follow that? I have this dream, and actually it's going to be more than a dream because we are working on it, of having a Sunday where it's just our musicians. By the way, Memorial Day Sunday, that weekend, we will be doing a musical service. It will be different, and I'm excited about it. I hope everybody else is as well. Well, today we begin our spring adventures in faith based on the book Living Untethered. How many of you have read it already? Some of you, yeah. It was written by Michael Singer as a follow-up to his book, The Untethered Soul. How many of you read that one? More of you have read that one. All right. Adventures in Faith, if you're not familiar with what that is, it's an opportunity to join a small group study in a home or online. There is an online group as well during the week, and go deeper into the material than we can go in 20 minutes or an hour or so, depending on how long I feel like speaking, 20 minutes or so. Then we can go on a Sunday morning. It's also an opportunity to build relationships with each other, to get to know each other on a deeper level, and to have fun. So if you have not joined a group yet, there's still time. There are still some slots available in the in-home groups. There's unlimited slots essentially in the virtual group. So Michael will be back, as I said earlier, at the table in the foyer after service to help you get signed up if you would still like to do that. So what is the untethered soul? Well, if you read the Amazon definition, it says it is a self-help book written by Michael A. Singer. It's more than a self-help book. It is a deep, deep dive into the core teachings of the great teachers we have had down through history, into the core teachings of the Buddha. You may notice, if you've read it or will read it, that there's a lot of similarities between what Michael Singer is writing about and what the Buddha taught. What you may not realize is there's also a lot of similarities between what Michael Singer wrote and what Jesus taught. You know, we have a problem with the teachings of Jesus that I think Buddhists don't have, at least in my experience. I've studied both. And one of the problems is that the teachings of Jesus were given at a time and in a language that we've lost. Whereas there's still some of the culture and language that the Buddha taught in. Sanskrit is still a common language in much of the world and is still the basis of so much of our language. And so it's easier to comprehend the ideas, I think. Whereas the teachings of Jesus were for his time and his place, but in languages that many people do not relate to anymore. Certainly Aramaic is no longer spoken. Latin is very rarely spoken. And how many of us can speak Greek? None. It's all Greek to me. Also, the culture has changed dramatically in the Western world. The spirituality has evolved down through the ages in a way that didn't happen in the East. But when we really can get into it and really begin to understand the teachings of Jesus, we discover that Jesus was teaching the same things as the Buddha was teaching. And indeed, as every great teacher the world has ever known has taught, because truth is truth. It doesn't change. We just package it differently. So Singer draws upon the principles from these various traditions and brings them into a modern language, a modern understanding that we can take in and use and work with. These principles include mindfulness, meditation, contemplative practices. He explores these topics and others, including surrender. How many of you have struggled with that idea of surrender? I'm a Taurus. We don't surrender. And I grew up saying, you have to surrender to God. And I struggled with that because we have a different understanding in the West of what that word means. And I'm going to delve into that a little deeper in a few minutes. Michael Singer writes about how to let go of negative patterns and how to expand our consciousness beyond the limitations of ego. He provides a clear guidance for moving beyond the thoughts, the feelings, the habits that keep us stuck so that we can heal the pain of the past and let our spirits soar. I like what he writes in the very first pages of the books. He says, it is a fact that we each have a certain amount of time in each life to spend on earth. No one has figured out yet how to be immortal in one physical body, which is probably a good thing because it would get really crowded. But we do have a definite say in what our years in this life are like. Life can be exciting. Undoubtedly, life on this planet is a very exciting experience. It can bring forth enthusiasm and passion, inspiration at every turn. And when it unfolds that way, every day can be a beautiful adventure. But, he goes on to write, unfortunately, life on earth rarely unfolds exactly as we want it to. Am I right? Is he right? And if we resist, our experience can be quite unpleasant. Resistance creates tension and anxiety and makes life a burden. Any Trekkies out there? You know how the Borg always say resistance is futile? I see there's only one Trekkie out there? Okay. Well, resistance is futile, and it really is. Because that which we resist, we are giving power to. What happens when you resist? Let's say that something's coming towards me in my life, and I'm going to resist it. So I stand there and I hold it back. But it keeps coming more and more and more. What happens eventually? I can't hold it anymore, and it bowls over. That's how resistance works. You cannot resist. It doesn't work. You can try, but you will fail. Michael Singer goes on to write, to avoid this burden and to be fully able to embrace life, wise ones throughout the ages have taught the importance of accepting reality, for it is only by accepting reality that we can work with the flow of life as it passes by and create a better world. So rather than resist and try to hold it back, we say, wait, what is this? What is this that I am experiencing in my life? How can I shift the energy of it? Any martial artists out here? Martial arts teaches you to use the energy of your attacker and to allow it to flow past you. And that's what this is about. All things that we resist are really there to be energy that can be used and transmuted. And rather than resist it, we embrace it and direct it. Think about Martin Luther King. He didn't resist what his people were experiencing. He said, let's take that energy and shift it and turn it into a dream that all people can embrace if they so choose. Not all people just chose, but if they so choose, we can capture the dream of all of us living as one, of all of us living with equality. We take the energy and we use it. That's the basis of a spiritual life. But it can oftentimes be difficult to grasp this. So in this series, over the next couple weeks in the home study groups and a little bit on Sunday mornings, we're going to look at the reasonableness, it's hard to say, of acceptance and the gifts that it promises of freedom, of peace, of inner enlightenment. And it's important to understand that these are not new ideas. The author has brought these ideas from the ancient teachers and made them easier to understand. Let's look at some of the teachings of the Buddha. 2,600 years ago, the Buddha gave us these teachings. Understanding impermanence. The Buddha taught that everything in the world, including our thoughts, feelings, and material possessions, are impermanent. Recognizing this helps to loosen our attachment to things, as we understand that holding on to them is futile. And when I say things, I'm not just talking about material things. What else do we hold on to? We hold on to ideas of how we're not worthy, ideas of how we are held back, ideas of not enough. We hold on to those too. But when we let go of them, shift happens. The second thing the Buddha taught was let go of craving or desire. Craving is seen as the root cause of suffering. What do we crave? Not just material things. We crave peace. We crave love. Now, you think, well, I don't want to let go of that. He doesn't say to let go of those things. He says to let go of the craving of those things. Because the craving of those things is the attitude, the consciousness that I don't have it. When in fact we do. We live in it. We breathe it. We are it. But when we're craving it, we've built up a wall. We've blinded ourselves to what is right within us. The Buddha taught about detachment from the ego, the non-self. It teaches us that there is no permanence to anything. And by understanding that the self is impermanent and constantly changing, we can detach from a sense of ownership. Oh, I own my beliefs. My beliefs that are true, my beliefs that are false, or we can let it go. And how do we do that? We do that through mindfulness or meditation. It's the same thing. It's a key practice in Buddhism. It actually was a key practice of Jesus, but we didn't have the same terminology. And through mindfulness or meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions as they arise without becoming attached to them. We can feel anger, and in that consciousness, we can say, oh, there's anger. There it is. But that is not who I am. It is not what I am. It may be what I am experiencing in the moment. And that allows us to practice compassion and loving kindness, not just for others, but for ourselves as well. Now, I want to say something about this. This does not mean we are indifferent. Instead, we have compassion. We have loving kindness towards ourselves and others. And by cultivating this, we can break down the barriers that separate us from one another. And all of that, the Buddha taught, leads to freedom from suffering, which is the ultimate goal of practicing non-attachment. Suffering is only ever self-inflicted, and it usually is inflicted by resistance. So what about what Jesus taught? Jesus taught the same thing in a different way. Jesus spoke of non-attachment. We often think he only spoke of material attachment. No, he spoke of the dangers of being overly attached to anything. In his Sermon on the Mount, he tells us to store up treasures not on earth, but in heaven. That's a metaphor. On earth is in our consciousness. In heaven is divine mind or divine consciousness. Our higher consciousness, if you will. Where do we store our thoughts? Where do we gain our ideas from? Where do we get our sense of self from? From the world around us? By how many camels we owned, or cars nowadays? Or what kind of house we live in? Or by the truth of who we are, what we are? Lights, souls that are growing and expanding and learning. He taught the value of simplicity and living in trust with God's provision. He also talked about the renunciation of worldly desires. He called upon his followers to prioritize spiritual riches over worldly desires. And he spoke of seeking first the kingdom of God and its right useness. You can think of righteousness has some baggage because it has taken on a different meaning through the years. Like, well, I have righteousness and you don't. The word originally had to do with what I like to use, the word right useness. Using our spirit, using our power, using our intelligence in the right way, rather than being filled with righteousness. He was addressing the ideas and emotions that blind us to who we truly are. For the rich young man, his attachment to material possession, which probably was also an attachment to fear of not enough, which is one of the biggest fears the whole human race deals with. And he says, you got to let that go if you're going to follow Spirit. He emphasized the importance of love and compassion and forgiveness as values which transcend not only material attachment, but attachment to wrong ideas about who we are and what we are. He spoke about detachment from self, the self with the little s, teaching humility and selflessness as virtues to be cultivated. He said, deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me. Now, that's a passage that has been terribly misunderstood down through history and mistranslated. Because the passage in the original gospel, the word he used for cross was not cruximassa in Latin, which was what the Romans crucified people on. It was crux probo, which was the stand in the marketplace that you hung your wares on to identify who you were, what your business was, what you sold. So when he said, take up that and follow me, he was saying, take up your identity, take up who you are, and follow these teachings. Because guess what? They work. They work. So the self-denial involves letting go of ego and personal desires in order to align with God's will. And what is God's will? What is God's will? Love. God's will is to evolve, to grow, to become even more than you have been. Other teachers have taught the same thing. In the book, you'll read the author quotes Ramana Maharishi, who says, who sees when I see? Who hears when I hear? Who feels when I feel? We get into this idea of who is the thinker that is thinking me? Is this me? Is my mind me? We know we are more than this. He talks a lot about living inside, which is what every great teacher taught. Living inside. We can live inside or outside. We get stuck in living outside of ourselves in our world. We think we're our body. We think we're our thoughts. We think we're our feelings and experiences, rather than the understanding that I have a body, I have thoughts, I have feelings, I have experiences, but they are in fact transitory, and they are not me. Who is me? Do you know there is a you inside of you that is having the experience you call life? It is the inner self, it is your true self. And part of that self desires to have nice experiences. That's the author's words. Nice experiences. We all desire to have the life we dream of, right? A life where there's butterflies flitting around and pretty music and the sun is always warm. The wind doesn't blow the sand all over the place. And because we get hypnotized by that, we try our best to make things nice, but we do it from the outside in rather than from the inside out. We think, well, if I can have the right car, or if I can live in the right house, life will be nice. If I can live in the right place, life will be nice. So I'm going to do everything I can in the outer to make life nice. Instead, this whole series is about how do I make it nice inside? And how do I start that? I start by asking, Why is it not nice? Why isn't it nice? Because we know that the outer is but a reflection of the inner. And as I said, all too often we try to make it nice from the outside in rather from the inside out. What we can do is realize I am in here. I am conscious, and what I am is consciousness. And consciousness is not always nice when it's focused on the outer. So I'm going to make it nice. Oftentimes, the way we try to do that, as I said, is we change the outer. We say, okay, well, I want to live in my idea of a nice neighborhood. A nice neighborhood for me would be where my neighbors let me blast my rock music when I feel like it, because they're doing the same thing. We all have the same taste in music. A nice world for me would be pizza without olives on it. The problem is not everybody likes rock music. A lot of people like pizza with olives on it. I don't know why, but you do. We have different ideas of that. But within, we all crave the same things. There's only 3 things that we experience in consciousness. Did you know that? There's only 3 things you experience. Because the outer world is nothing more, nothing less than is. The things that are going on in the world just are. We label them good, we label them bad. But what if we stopped labeling and said, those are things? And yes, I know you're probably sitting there thinking, well, Gordon, what about war? That's not good. No, it's not. But what's behind it? What are the causes? Most of it starts when somebody labels somebody good or bad, or some way of living good or bad. If we change the consciousness, we change the experience. So the central idea of this series we're embarking on is to explore the nature of things, because our entire life is composed of consciously experiencing the outer world, interpreted by our thoughts and emotions, rather than exploring the inner world and changing our view of the outer world. Because when we change our view, then we change how we show up, then we change how we interact, and then we change the world. We can free ourselves from the distractions of focusing on the outer that drag us away from our greatness. There is a great peace within us, the author writes, that cannot be disturbed by the outer world when we realize who we are and what we are. Jesus called it the peace that passes understanding. He taught that we could find it by being in the world, but not of the world. You know, all too often we think about these sayings of Jesus and we think about this big mystical thing that only the enlightened can understand. Only those who are sainted can understand. These were sayings that every human being could understand in his day. The peace that passes understanding comes from being in the world, but not of the world. Yes, we live in a world of experiences and all this, but it's transitory. It's not the truth. The truth is within me. The truth is in how I see my world, how I interact with my world. And if I want to change that, I start by changing me. You want peace in the world? Become peaceful. You want more love in the world? Become more loving. It's that simple. That's how change happens. So how do we do this? Well, there are several steps which the author goes into. First is acceptance. The understanding that things exist, events happen, the world is. And surrendering. Surrendering our attachment to the labels we have created about them. And let go and let God. Oh, there's one we throw around in unity all the time. Well, let go and let God. I think oftentimes we kind of use it as a platitude or a cop-out. Let go and let God. I'm not going to take any role in this or anything. God will do it. We are God. We are God expressing. So when we say let go and let God, what we really are saying is let go of the appearance and our reaction to it. Instead, let the Spirit within us see it anew. See it anew. Because then we create in new ways. I love what I heard a Unity minister say one time. We often create a miss, and when we do so, we create a mess. But when we create within, then we create what the author calls nice. The author also, as I said earlier, talks a lot about surrender, letting go of our attachment to outcomes, desires, or worries. What if we could say, well, this has to happen for me to be happy, and change that to something wonderful is going to happen. I'm going to do the inner work, and I'm going to let God show me what is going to manifest. I'm going to let it flow. Oftentimes, in my experience anyway, when I let go of my expectations, it's okay to have a vision. You got to have a vision. But I let go of my expectations for something bigger, something better, and guess what? What manifests is beyond what I could have possibly imagined. So it's about acknowledging that there are forces beyond our understanding or control, and being willing to relinquish our grip on those situations or circumstances. It means surrendering to what is without labeling it. That requires a great level of trust. It really does. And for many of us, this is difficult. You know, they say, well, trust Jesus or trust God. How many of you do that really easily? Yeah, you all are honest. Wow, good for you. That's tough to do. But when we can begin to do that by letting God or God in and as us express, we can trust in the divine wisdom, in the cosmic order, and believe that things will unfold as they should and that there's a greater purpose at work. And then our role becomes to align ourselves with that energy of creation, with universe or divine will. Call it what you will. Rather than trying to force an outcome, we allow it to flow through us, and we become a part of the energy of that outcome manifesting through us. We become co-creators. Now, that doesn't mean passivity. Rather, it means to actively participate in the co-creation of life with the universe or with God. And that occurs through aligning our intentions, actions, and energy with divine guidance, divine mind, cosmic principle, God, call it what you will. It means being in oneness. So what this whole series is about, it's about coming to the understanding that we have the power to create a new world, but we do it within first. We have the power and the ability to become untethered from the outer world, to become an untethered soul and the inner labeling of that world. We can become who we are meant to become, limitless beings, free to create the world we dream of, but only if we become untethered. Happy Mother's Day.
So, how many others of you heard a new Unity bumper sticker in his talk? Unity Spiritual Center, shift happens. He said shift happens, and I was so surprised that I was up there trying not to giggle. So, anyway, this is a Karen Drucker tune, and it also has some sing-along in it. What do I want my day to be? I choose. What do I want to feel today? I choose. What do I want to say today? I choose. I choose. I choose, I choose. Today, I choose to be grateful, so grateful. Today, I choose to be grateful, grateful. Today, I choose to be grateful, so grateful. Today, I choose to be grateful, grateful. Today, I choose to be happy, so happy. Today, I choose to be happy, happy. It's not hard. Today, I choose to be peaceful, so peaceful. Today, I choose to be peaceful, peaceful. Whatever I choose is how my day's gonna be. I claim what I want 'cause it's all up to me. Today, I choose to be loving, so loving. Today, I choose to be loving, loving. Today, I choose to be joyful, so joyful. Today, I choose to be joyful, joyful. Whatever I choose is how my day's gonna be. I claim what I want 'cause it's all up to me. It's all up to me. Today, I choose to be thankful, so thankful. Today, I choose to be thankful, thankful. Today, I choose to be grateful, so grateful. Today, I choose to be grateful, grateful. To be grateful, grateful. To be grateful, grateful.
All righty. Thank you, Diana. Hey, there's some kids out there. Let's sing them in. You walk in the light of God. You're walking in the light of God. Walking in the light of God. You walking, 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 walking in the light of God. You walking, 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 walking in the light of God.
Good morning, Unity family. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you mamas and grandmamas and aunties and dog mamas and caregivers and divine mothers. We love you and we really appreciate you. Happy Mother's Day. We have some kids that are eager to share.
So, we were making something for Mother's Day, and our hands got really, really messy. But we will not tell you what it is, because we were making it, and we have to give it to our mom, and it has to be a surprise. And my pig kind of got dirty also. our hands and stacking them on a bag. And
today, the Uniteens talked about how assuming is not good. It's not good at all because it just makes everything bad. So if you're assuming someone about something, you're assuming their problem. And their problem can be something unique. I couldn't go to a concert in one of my cards when I was acting out. And they assumed that I had lost a loved one. And so assuming it only brings the worst out of a conversation. If you just are honest and listen and wait for people to talk, then everything will be resolved.
Nice. It sounds like you guys are studying the 4 agreements. Cool. Okay. We got a couple more here.
And today for Mother's Day, I let my mom do my hair, which I almost never do, but sometimes.
All right. Tessa wants. I think her mom is right there. Lovely, beautiful mom. Hello. She would like moms to stand up. And she wants to just recognize them, if that's okay. All right, moms, can you stand up? Yes, and we do have something special to say too.
So today we are saying goodbye to our dear friend Coyote. He's one of our sponsors in the teen group. Coyote is moving, and Coyote has been with us in the teen group for about 2 years now. And I'm so thankful for you. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna try to not cry. Push it down. Okay. I just really, I'm so thankful for you, my friend, and what you've done. You've helped me rebuild the teen group. It used to be just us and a couple of teens, and now we have 10. And it's amazing. Yeah. And we now have, I can tell all of you this, we have one of the biggest teen youth groups in all of our region of Unity. So in the South Central region. Right. We do. So it's something to be really proud of. And I couldn't have done all this without you for the last couple of years. So I'm thankful for you. So if we could all bless Coyote, give him a blessing as he leaves. Coyote, we love you. We bless you. We truly appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. Yeah. Coyote. Oh, there you are. Sorry.
All right, yes, Coyote, we love you so much. We're so grateful for you. If you guys get a chance, give Coyote a hug before he goes on his way. Where are you headed to?
I'm heading to Dixon, Tennessee to live with my mom just outside of Nashville. So maybe see me on the country record or something. Who knows?
Nice. Okay, will you please join me in blessing Coyote and all these other wonderful people?
You are a perfect child of God, and God and I love you just the way you are.
And now we'll stand and say our prayer for protection. But before we do that, just a reminder to all the host facilitators, I will meet you at the table back there after the service. And then we'll go over to and meet. Okay? All right, kids, you ready? Yeah. Older kids, you ready? Yeah. Okay. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all this, woo! Yeah.